Okay, good evening, all of you. I hope that I'm audible to you. Please write yes in the chat box. Vedant, good evening. Please write yes in the chat box if I'm audible so that we can start. Okay. So, we are two members in the session. Mr. Rahul Gupta, who is Director of Time Jaipur, Jodhpur, Pune is with me. And sir will be guiding you on this process of selection of B school along with some parameters that we'll discuss with you, that how you have to select. Okay. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है. I mean, I think in next 1 hour we'll be able to cover up all those points which are very relevant for you, and probably last 38 days, I believe. So last 38 days, how you have to spend these 38 days, will put some aspects on that also. Okay, which all tests to take, which all tests not to take, what all to do, what all not to do, and I mean, how to work on your strong aspects, how to work on your moderate areas. I mean, how to handle MCATs if they are troubling you. So all these aspects will be covered. This is primarily for those people who were not able to attend the session, which was conducted in at a common venue in Jaipur, at a common venue at Jodhpur, at a common venue at Pune. Okay, so we have conducted this in an offline physical mode. So we are doing it as a repeat session for those people who missed the session in the physical format. Okay, so I hope let's start. Sir, anything from your side to begin with?
Good evening, everyone. And as Kapil sir has said, we tried that all of you should come in offline. So we did do these sessions in all the 3 cities that we are operating. But we saw obviously there were quite a few students who missed that. And then we have some students who are with us only as online live students and test series students, and who may not be in the same city, who may not have found it convenient to attend that, which is why we are repeating this session. So then maybe we could also put out a recording where we can discuss, okay, the parameters and the rankings, broad rankings of B schools, which will help you all to put in your applications to various B schools through the major entrance exams. So we'll focus on that first, and then towards the end, as Kapil sir said, we will also discuss a bit of strategy for the days ahead. So let's start with the topic which is there on the screen right now. Okay, the parameters.
Okay, so guys, let us understand first that, I mean, a lot of you are coming to me, a lot of you are discussing it in an online mode, that, I mean, will I be able to play it safely in these 40 days? Yes, you can. So even if you divide now, these days, believe me, these 40 days, it's all about there. If you will imagine with all your mind, believe with all your heart, and then believe me that after 40 days, you'll achieve with all your might also. So next 40 days, बहुत बार ऐसा देखा गया है कि जो लास्ट का 1 महीना है, लास्ट का 30 days, 40 days है, the preparation, whatever preparation we have done so far, it's good. But now, whatever will take it ahead, और the last few hours बहुत बार काम कर जाते हैं. कल नहीं करे थे, वो एक अलग बात है, लेकिन last few hours usually बहुत काम कर जाते हैं, और हमने देखा last few hours मैच जीता जाते हैं. तो it is like turning around at a point where you are today. So last 35-40 days, keep charged up, keep motivated. Self-motivation should be on. You should not lose heart. You should not lose up. I mean, this is not the this is not something which I'll be able to do. Don't feel like that. No panic. Okay. So with this, we'll start. So I'll first, before we actually start a formal discussion, let's take a plain blank sheet and discuss most important 3 parts, which before you prepare your list of the B schools, or even you start understanding the procedure of selecting a B school parameter, you should first ask your parents that first factor is fees, that what is the fee structure that they are looking at for you. Obviously, EMIs would be paid by you, but eventually this decision would be their decision, that let's say all factors of the family, then down payment, everything will be considered. So fees is one factor which a lot of families consider into while they ask their child to apply. Second most important factor is that what is the location, where ये मैं इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ because in last 5 days, I have counseled a lot of people individually or in a small group of 5, 6, where this is a very common query that there are certain limitations in our location. For example, I will not go to NCR, I will not go to Maharashtra, I will not go to Karnataka. So these limitations exist. So location, when it becomes a limitation from the side of parents, it is a factor. And third most important factor, which has been discussed in last 6, 7 days, was budget of applications. Okay. So, I mean, you cannot apply to all business schools. You will be having this thing in mind that, okay, every B school costs you 1,500, 1,800, 2,000. So based on this 1,500, 1,800, 2,000, you'll be applying to only N number of B schools with the budget allotted to you. Because you will have to spend some budget on application and some budget on exams. Exams, as it is, we are asking you to appear for major exams like CAT, SAT, SNAP, and MAT. Okay. So application budget becomes important here. That, okay, this is my application budget, which I've received from my parents. I'll be dividing this by 1,500, let's say. So I'll get N. This N will be the N number of applications now where I'll be applying. Okay. So from this point, from this perspective, you have to think and you have to start the whole journey of application. Okay. So with this, we move to the next part. That is the actual process that talks about the, that talks about your application process. Okay.
See, students, why are we talking about this? Because this actually is the most important part of your entire preparation with us. Why have you come to us? Because you want to do an MBA from as good a college as possible. So for that, you're preparing for the entrance exams. But just by writing entrance exams, you are not going to get through to any college. Why? Because each college needs you to apply to them. When you have filled up the CAT form, there are 20 IIMs have been taken care of. Though now there are 21 IIMs, but only 20 have been taken care of. IIM Mumbai, the latest one, NITI, which has got converted to an IIM, for that you have to apply separately. But then that's all. Only those IIMs have been taken care of after filling the CAT form. If you filled up the NMAT form, just by filling up the form, no B school has been taken care of. You have to apply separately. If you filled up the SNAP form, no college has been taken care of. You have to apply separately. So, which is why all this, your budget for applying, because it's so many colleges available. Okay. So you need to understand, and unless you apply within the given dates, you will miss out on being considered for shortlisting by these colleges. So the entire crux of your preparation, which is to get calls and then try and convert those calls, will get defeated. So it's very important that you have to keep a track of the last dates of the colleges. You have to shortlist which colleges you wish to apply, what are the last dates, how many you're going to apply, and then actually start applying. Now, obviously, there is a wish list. The wish list for everyone can be whatever we consider top 10, 20 colleges of the country. Everyone would like to go in there. But then we cannot waste money on just our wishes. We have to be practical. We have to understand in what range am I in terms of my chances or probability of getting calls from certain colleges. So if I'm, say, for example, in AIMCATs, my performance is 60, 70 percentile kinds, which, we would consider probably you're closer to an 80 percentile in the actual CAT exam. And you apply only to your dream institutes, you apply to FMS and MDI Delhi and SPJN through CAT. And you feel that, these are my colleges, so I'm applying. So what would happen if you do not get those mid-90s in CAT percentiles, where you can have chances of getting calls from these kinds of colleges? So these applications will go waste. And the colleges where you could have got calls and you haven't applied to them, so they will not shortlist you. It's not just that they will get your CAT scores and they will send an invitation, yeah, please apply to us. That doesn't happen for any good college. They will consider only those candidates who have applied to them. So it's very important. Other thing is, the last date for individual colleges through CAT is still away, because CAT hasn't even released its admit cards. After that, the last dates will be closer to CAT. So for some, it will be after CAT also. So, but the shortlist, which are the ones where we wish to apply, they should be prepared now. And that is why after the offline seminars that we did, we started doing a lot of personal counseling sessions or in small groups, where Kapil sir, primarily in Jaipur and Jodhpur, he himself directly has been handling your queries. In Pune, we have a dedicated team of faculty members who are handling your queries. And then now there is a system through your student homepage, you can post your queries and you will be receiving replies. So please make use of these facilities to be able to shortlist not only first of all which exams, and then through each exam which colleges am I applying. Now when we talk about these factors, how do I decide? One, as I indicated to you, in terms of your percentile range. Now percentile range in CAT, so a good reflection of that is your percentile range in the AIMCATs. So where are we and towards where are we headed? When did we begin a serious preparation, and how am I progressing from one AIMCAT to the other? Am I stagnant? Am I improving? If my learning curve is steep, I am continuously improving. So can I further extrapolate that over the next 1 month? Where am I likely to reach? And very importantly, whatever is your AIMCAT percentile is not the same exactly as your likely CAT percentile. With the far better group of students who are writing the AIMCATs vis-a-vis the overall pool of candidates who will appear for CAT. Over the last many years, we have analyzed, and we've come to that conclusion that very clearly we can say that if you are in the 50 to 70 percentile range in AIMCATs, at the same level of performance, your CAT percentile is likely to jump by at least 10 to 15 percentile points. Okay. As you grow upwards, that jump would be a bit less. So you are at 80 percentile in AIMCAT, you may expect to be closer to 90 in CAT. If you are at 90 percentile in AIMCAT, you are likely to be about 95 in the actual CAT exams. If you are around 95, 97 in the AIMCAT, you're likely to be about 98, 99 in the actual CAT at your same level of performance. Of course, if you do better on that day, if you do worse on that day, for whatever reasons, then the fluctuation may be there. So when we are looking at our AIMCAT percentiles, that extrapolation which has to be done, that what is the likely range, again, because a lot of students have fluctuating AIMCAT percentiles. So what is that range in which you are there? What is the range in which you are likely to be in the CAT based on the current levels? Accordingly, we prepare a list. And when we prepare that list, we take care of these factors which are beyond our control. Someday you do better, like in your AIMCAT percentiles which are varying, so you will apply to some colleges which are above your range. You want some insurance policy, so you'll apply to some colleges below your range, but maximum applications will go to colleges which are within your current range, the predicted range. Okay. Now, so that is one aspect, the AIMCAT percentiles which you look at. Other two important aspects, Kapil sir has already mentioned, the fees of the college and the location of the college. Now, if it's the top 20 colleges which we are talking about, fees and location should not be a constraint or a factor at all. Even if you are from a very economically weaker section of the society and your parents say we can't afford any fees more than 1-2 lakh per annum, and you get into a college like say XLRI, Jamshedpur, or into an IIM where the fees might be 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs for 2 years. Without any hesitation, you should be going for that college. All these colleges will be able to get you education loans. They'll give you some scholarships if you are a deserving candidate from EWS, whatever way. But they will not deny admission on the ground you say, I am not able to afford the fees. And don't worry about affordability of fees, because the kind of placement these colleges offer to all the 100% of the students will easily take care of all these things. And say XLR is in Jamshedpur. Normally, if I say you do your, for your education, go to Jamshedpur, a lot of parents would also not be willing to send their kids so far away. But if it's XLRI, you will jolly well go to Jamshedpur. You get through to IIM at Kozhikode, you get through to an IIM at places which you would not have heard of, Sirmaur or Bodh Gaya or Sambalpur, depending what other calls you have. These are very good colleges, and you should still be going there, rather than compromising on the next rung of B schools, which may be located in NCR or in Mumbai or Bangalore. So location, but as we go down the list, and not everyone is, in the 90s in percentiles, as a percentile indicates, what proportion of students. So how many will be 90 percentile plus 10% of the students. So when we talk of the majority who would be below, who may not get IIM calls, so we are talking of the next rung of B schools or the next rung. As we go down the ladder, this location and fees becomes more and more important. Okay. So now let's also look at other factors. See, placements is by and large the most important factor from the eyes or perspectives of the students in deciding which college to apply to. See, without a doubt, we may talk of all these other factors which we are showing here. You know, what is the quality of faculty, how many full-time faculty members, how many faculty with a PhD degree, you know, how many faculty have published research papers, or what is their industry interaction, how many of them are doing consultancy projects with the industry, you know, what is the infrastructure of the college. All these do play a role in building up the reputation of a college over a period of time. But as an incumbent student where you are looking at joining it next year, you know, these things don't matter. What matters is because of all these, because of the reputation of the college, what kind of companies are visiting the campus for placements, what kind of placements are taking place. So period, that's the thing which we look at. Okay, the highest weightage goes to placements. Now in placement, the problem is because these colleges are finally management institutes which have a big marketing department, because marketing is the biggest area of specialization in MBA. So obviously these all colleges are good at marketing themselves. Okay. Now the other problem is there are a lot of these government colleges or government set up colleges, government universities department. They don't market themselves. So sometimes those who are good, but since they are not marketing themselves, so they are lesser known, whereas some private universities and colleges which market themselves much more, so which are more prevalent, widespread and seen on social media. So you think that they are better colleges because they have marketed themselves well. So you need to balance this thing. So just don't go just by the marketing of colleges. Okay. Secondly, in terms of placements, because we are talking of placements, there's a lot of jugglery which also goes around. You know, the way they package their placement statistics. You know, a lot of colleges got together to, you know, compile what we call an Indian Placement Reporting Standards, IPRS, so that all colleges will report placement in a similar manner. The factors that they consider, the way they calculate average salaries and all that, because there can be a lot of fluctuations there. Believe me, you may wonder how can colleges play with average, what is the average salary of the students who are getting selected, how many students have got placed, but then there are a lot of variables here. We'll not go into too much detail there, but this IPRS has been adopted by very, very few colleges. Okay, so you can understand colleges are not willing to go on a standardized platform. So how many foreign placements, how many Indian placements, so average salary, should that include a joining bonus, a retention bonus kind of a thing or not? Should that foreign salary be converted to Indian rupees and added, or should it be reported separately? Should we report placements only of the candidates who have got through from the institute through campus placement, or on their own also? Should we report for the entire batch, including those who did not get placed, or we exclude those? You know, there are lots of parameters on that. So we can delve a bit deeper at a later stage. But now, again, at this stage, what is more important is, by and large, you look at the list, and which lists we would say rely on the ranking that we are providing you. That's available on our website. That will be available on our next issue of our monthly magazine. An updated list will be available in a couple of days on our website. It's last year's list right now there. So, you know, we do a lot of research across the country. Time has sent us, and we look at it from a very objective perspective, because that is our main job, to try and place students into as good a B school as possible. So we are doing all that research for you. If you try and follow some business magazines, some other normal magazines, for them, this is the season, because when students are applying. So this is one of their marketing activities and revenue earning potential. So whichever institute gives them more ads, so that institute may get more prominence even in their rankings. They may have a lot of skewness and biases. It could be regional bias. It could be because of, as I said, the revenue which the magazine or website is getting. It could be the personal biases of the owners or the operators of those websites. or those magazines. It could also be in terms of the data that they get. I remember one of the magazines, when they did a survey, they sent questionnaires to various B schools, and only about 250 odd replied to them. And there are thousands of B schools in the country, and out of 250 odd, 50 odd schools were not more than 1 year old, so they were excluded from the rankings. So out of 200 B schools, they said, okay, these are the top 100, 150 B schools of the country. The ones who did not participate in the survey were not ranked. So these kinds of rankings, when they come out and they make headlines, this college ranked the best, this is in the top 20, this is in the top 30. A lot of students get misled, and that is what students keep on coming to us and saying, is this B school good? Is it so high as this, particular website or this particular magazine is stating? So don't get misled by those. That is why just rely on the rankings that we are providing you. Accordingly, in that range right now, just fill up as many forms as you may find feasible. The further details in terms of these placements that I am also saying become more relevant as we go down the ladder, and that you can do when you get interview calls and when you get final selections. That is the time we have to be doing our research much more thoroughly. If once you have multiple final selections, which of those colleges is better, then you can try and get through to some students who are studying there, some of the alumni of that B school, and then trying to find out which companies actually visit the campus, what has been the actual placement scenario. So all those things, that detailed research, we can leave it till March or April when you get final selections. Right now, doing this research for 30, 40, 50 B schools, and then only I will apply to some selected. See, right now, it's like you are beggars, they are choosers. So you want to apply, you want to get into B schools, but do they want to take you? Unless you prove that through your CAT score or some other entrance exam score, and through your overall, parameters, that you are worthy of that school. No, without that, just by a wish, you are not going to get shortlisted. So once they shortlist you, now the position is reversed. The ball is in your court. Now you are choosers. And if you get multiple final selections, then that is the time that you will do your research and decide, where do I pay my fees? Right now, it's a matter of 1,000 or 2,000 rupees. So you see our rankings. That is why you can rely here. And accordingly, if you are in that, which slab you are in, around that, as I said, a few above, few below, more in that, and you accordingly, you can apply. We'll also discuss some institutes which provide good ROI. So even there, we shouldn't miss out. Some institutes where there are certain reservations, we should not miss out on those if we fall in that category. So these are also the aspects to look at. Yeah, Kapil, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, sir said that there is a very relevant point of deadlines. So what you have to understand, that on your website there is a notification link. Once you click on that link, you will get a CAT MBA tag. You click on that link, you will get a sheet of all the B schools with their deadlines, notification date, and the last date to apply, and then website link is also there. You can use that very well. I mean, you can keep that as an Excel sheet and then keep on updating. I mean, time will be keep on updating that on their website. So you can use that very well to identify the deadlines with you. Okay, number one. Number two, as far as these parameters are concerned, I would like to add that we will not give you rankings. Okay, we'll be giving you groups. Okay, this is group B plus. This is group AAA. This is group A plus. So ranking, it is very difficult to rank a B school because there are so many parameters involved, and there are a lot of B schools which are in the same bracket. They're almost same on their placement line, on their percentiles line, cutoff lines. So we make groups and we suggest that this is a group which you can look at applying at this percentile. Okay, now as he said, those people who are in the bracket of 70 to 80 percentile, we expect that your expected CAT percentile would be let's say the next bracket. So if it is 70 to 80, expected CAT percentile would be around 80, 85, 80, 85. So this you have to keep in mind. Your AIMCAT percentile is not the exact percentile that you will be getting. I think from this you can draw an expected CAT percentile. और अगर ये 30-35 दिन ढंग से दिया, तो जो भी आपने aspiration रख रखा है, whatever your aspiration level is, you can actually reach to that aspiration level also. Okay, so let's move ahead and discuss further the points. So we have discussed that Now, these are the parameters. Now, methodology adopted by us for ranking. See, there are two things that we keep in mind. That first of all, you have to understand that time has a strong network. Okay. With this strong network, we have information about each and every college because there is a time center in that city. Okay. So we can actually gather the actual placement data, average CTC. We know the cutoff scores at the institute because we compile our results. Location, program fees. These are some specific objectives that we keep in mind. Then there is an alumni base. Every B school has an alumni base, faculty strength, and image. Perceived image of the institute is the most important aspect for you at this stage to select a B school. Let's say the image of the B school is not very good amongst the corporates, then we will also not advise you. You will also find कि यार मैं गलत कर रहा हूँ वहां जाके. Okay. So there are a lot of factors that we keep into mind. So these are some of the methods that we adopt and we use for grouping. Again, I would not say ranking. We use for grouping.
Yeah. See, one aspect here I would like to say, see, there are no hidden gems in this age of information. The cutoff scores that we are talking about. So, very clearly, if you are getting a low score and you get calls from some college which claims to be, say, in the top 20, top 30 kinds, and you feel that, such a good college and I'm able to get through, and sometimes they are offering admissions even without interviews and all, such colleges are not worth going to. Okay. Believe me, a good college also wants good students and they will definitely look at high cutoffs. Okay. So that also helps you get a good peer group. So that is the very important learning, aspect to be able to get into a good B school. The learning is not just from the professors. The learning is also from your peer group. So there's a college which has a high cutoff. The kind of students who are getting shortlisted there, the kind of students who will get the final selections there are also all within that cutoff with a similar level of, knowledge, intelligence, perspectives. So that becomes a more of a homogeneous base, and that peer learning is there. Sometimes, some students even come to us later in April or so, sir, there is someone who is offering me admission into that prestigious school. I have a low percentile, but through the back door, through some connections, I can get. So that again is not something we should be even thinking about and trying to get into. Even if suppose you do make it through some back door, you will be the odd one out there. You may not fit into the culture of the B school, you may not gel with other students, and you may be left ruining your decision of joining that school. You may not be able to cope up, or in placements you'll have problems. So forget anything else. Think only on merit. Think only that try to get as good a score in the exams, because that is the only variable right now which is in your control. And in the second stage, how you perform in the interviews. These two are the only factors right now with you. So try to get that as high as possible. And obviously the institute rankings, this is important. How good a college is it? So what kind of cutoff is it keeping? Okay, so that entry barrier which is there plays a very important role. Then amongst the alumni base, see what happens is as we go down the rankings, many a times you don't have too much information about colleges in terms of is it really good in terms of a learning environment and placements, what they are saying on their website, is that really true or not? So there we help you a lot, because who are those alumni of those colleges? A lot of them would have been our students also, na? So of various time centers, like here from time Jaipur itself, like if every year so many students are going for an MBA, not everyone is going to an IIM. They're going to various levels of B schools, and a lot of them remain in touch with us. Kapil sir here is the normal common point of contact for the students through social media, and when the students come back to Jaipur for any time, they keep in touch. So we keep on getting information about all these various B schools. So especially at that later stage, when you get interview calls, and finally when you have those final selections, multiple final selections, and you want to get in touch with some of the students who are studying there or who are alumni of that particular college, so that time you should definitely again contact us. We'll put you in touch with such students. And that alumni base, that is where it plays a strong role. How good that alumni base is, how are they performing, what do they say about their college, about their alma mater. So those aspects are also, that is why, considered in overall rankings also, and in terms of our guidance to you also.
Okay, so let's start this discussion with all major exams written here. Okay, so you'll find that I have listed all major exams. In fact, I'll be sharing one more slide with you. In fact, look at this slide. Okay. So CAT is primarily conducted in the month of November, you all know, for IIMs and 150 plus allied business schools. XAT is conducted in the month of January. This year, they are accepting, it is not only for XLRI. This year, around 198 business schools are accepting XAT score. The SNAP is conducted in the month of December. Again, they are accepting 16 Symbiosis aligned schools, Symbiosis institutes only. And MET is conducted in the month of October to December. It's a long cycle. For NMIMS, various campuses, Mumbai, Navi Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Indore, and there are 40 allied B schools in India accepting NMET score. Then you will find that there are roughly around 24 international business schools accepting NMET score. CMAT is conducted for all government B schools. Government B schools, which are ACT approved B schools, which are ACT list schools. So it's a common exam which is conducted. Many good business schools, they accept CMAT score. So that is a matter of question mark that whether I'll be appearing for CMAT or not. Based on our CAT scorecard, we'll decide, because exam is conducted usually in the month of February, March. So we'll have time to think once our CAT is over and we get our results by second week of January. MAT is conducted by IMA. There is a body called All India Management Association, Delhi. There are tier 2, tier 3 business schools, they accept MAT score. And you will find that it's conducted 4 times in a year. So for you, as a if required, you will be appearing for December MAT. One attempt would be sufficient. There is an institute called MICA, which is a very specialized course in communications, advertising, PR, marketing. Okay. So they typically take MICAT. Okay. They accept CAT score plus MICAT score. So they have like 85, 84 percentile as a cutoff for CAT. And then you have to score high in MICAT also. MICAT is conducted twice in a year in the same cycle. That is, for this 24 batch, they'll be conducting it twice. Maharashtra CET is conducted primarily for those candidates who have a Maharashtra domicile. Again, there are a lot of good business schools, including JBIMS, accepting Maharashtra CET score. So, in fact, I'll be showing you a list also of all Maharashtra CET's good schools, whereby you will get an idea of the percentile also. Maharashtra CET is relatively exam, which is again conducted a little delayed. Okay. So you'll find that the exam is conducted in the month of March, April. Okay. IRMA set. Again, IRMA set is IRMA is Institute of Rural Management, Anand. It's a test on social issues and concern, which is primarily for those people who have an interest or inclination in rural management. So those people, let's say, who feel I should go for a course in rural management. Okay, you can actually look at it. Now, rural management, it is all about the micro side of the management. So if we are discussing rural management, it is into the, any banking sector would have a rural management thing. It will be working on rural finance, rural marketing, something like that. A lot of companies, including ITC, including ICICI Bank, all these are the major recruiters of IRMA. And they also have a good amount of their placements is with, let's say, companies like NDDB, National Dairy Development Board. They also have, their major, Amul is a good recruiter at IRMA. So these are some of the rural management courses. It is a very specific program. Okay. Don't think it is rural in nature. It is not rural in nature. It is a typical management course where rural inclination is there. Okay. Now, the question is asked that, how should I look at ki mujhe apply karna hai, nahi karna? Okay. Please see, in this you will get an idea. XAT, we have asked almost all students to apply XAT because number of these schools are very, very large, 198 plus to almost 200 pakad lo. Snap, all students targeting symbiosis. NMAT, this is like all students we have asked to write NMAT because again, 40 allied B schools and 24 international B schools accepting. CMET, typically those people who are below 80 percentile, they can actually get some good business schools through CMET also. Like KJ Somaya is there, Wellington is there, Great Lakes is there. Okay. In fact, there are many other good business schools accepting GYM is there through CMAT. We can look at CMAT for a 80 percentile below child. He can also look at it. But after CAT results, we can decide. MAT, I mean, below 50, below 40 in MCAT, you can look at December attempt. Okay. MyCAT. So Mica Ahmedabad, primarily those people looking for a marketing course and advertising course and getting 70 percentile in MCATs consistently can look at Mica because eventually 85 plus CAT may be chayega. TISNET is primarily for those people who are looking for a very specialized course in HR. The program offered is MA in HR. So you should understand it's an MA course in HR. There are a couple of other courses also like social entrepreneurship, which again, they are into social sector, I would say. So Tata Institute of Social Sciences, not for everyone. MBA point of view, say only for those people who have an interest, inclination in HR, and they are very clear that I have to apply for an HR course. Okay. So IRMA, we have already discussed. So these are the B schools who should take, who should not take. This is all about the exams. So exams ka idea apne ko sabse pehle lena tha. That's the first point on which our discussion ideally would start. Okay. So Nini, I mean, Kushagra, this is, I mean, you have raised a query. No, it is not like this. Please go through the eligibility criteria of all the exams. You will find that, I mean, every exam has a different eligibility criteria, but usually this is not the eligibility criteria. Okay. No, this is not true. Whatever you've written, it is high side on 10th, 12th and graduation. No, it is not. But anyways, any good academic performance is usually preferred, I mean, by any business school. We cannot deny that. So let's move ahead. Okay, this is, let's say, we have discussed this already with you during our CAT form filling session. What I have done is, I have highlighted specialized programs offered at IIMs. You have already applied to these programs. I'm not saying that you have to apply now. Just to give you an idea that a specialized course is a program where day one, when you join a course, it is clear that you are looking for this course. For example, you have applied for a business analytics program. So day one of the program, you will join business analytics. It is MBA business analytics. You have joined, let's say, agriculture management. So day one, it is MBA agriculture management. Let's say IIM Ahmedabad also offers a program, FABM. Okay. So it is, I mean, a specialized course. Then there are courses like SP Jain and couple of IMT Ghaziabad. They offer MBA marketing, MBA finance, MBA IT, MBA operations. They have different sections. But again, specialization of a subject is clear day one. So again, when we are looking for such courses, these are specialized programs. And we are very clear when we join an institute that we are applying for a specialized course and we are joining in a specialized course. Although, jab tak clarity bahut zyada nahi hai, I think we recommend, we advise students that it is advisable to go for a course which is general, and in the second year you can opt for a specialization. Okay, sir.
Yeah, क्या होता है स्पेशली जैसे इंजीनियरिंग में होता है ना 12th के बाद लॉट्स ऑफ टाइम्स दिस इज द टॉस अप ब्रांच या कॉलेज प्रेफरेंस किसको दें कि हमें ये कॉलेज में जाना है ब्रांच कोई भी मिल जाए या मुझे तो ये ब्रांच लेनी है भले मैं कॉलेज से कॉम्प्रोमाइज करूंगा पर मुझे वो ब्रांच ही चाहिए अब यहाँ एमबीए में भी ये स्थिति है कि देयर आर सो मेनी स्पेशलाइजेशंस अवेलेबल सो शुड आई गो फॉर दैट स्पेशलाइजेशन और शुड आई गो फॉर द टैग ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर बी स्कूल. So it's very important here because see, after engineering, you have a chance that I can do my MBA and change my stream. Okay. But MBA is typically the last, education degree that you are going for. After this, there's a straight path right to the top in the corporate sector. There is no other requirement, asked by any companies for you to even up to reach the level of a CEO that, you should also be doing this course or that course. So now if you go for a specialized course, you go for an MBA HR, you need to be clear, go with your eyes wide open that I am opting to be a specialist in HR. And you study there, after 1 year, you realize that HR is not your strong suit, you are not cut out for it, you are not liking it, your skill sets don't match. So then you are stuck there. Then it's very difficult to shift from HR to say finance or marketing. Okay. So who should go for apply for specialized courses? Why we are showing this? Where IIMs, these are ticked. When you get calls, when you get final conversions, we can again have a discussion. Do you want to really get into the specialized course or not? In an IIM, you've got final selection here versus maybe a general program in some other college. So that can be a decision to be taken in March or April. Why we're showing this? After this, we'll show you some slides. There are a lot of specialized colleges, like some we mentioned, TIS and MICA and IRMA. There are a few more and a few more specialized courses also. But for there, when you have to fill up these forms, be clear that you are open to getting into that specialization, then only you fill up that form. If you have got no clue about that specialization, you don't know whether it will be good or bad for you, then you can avoid those and stick to the general programs which 90% of MBA colleges in the country offer. So then stick to general, where you study everything in first year, you do your summer training, you get a lot of time to interact with your seniors, with your peers, with your faculty members, with people from the industry. Then you do 2 months summer internship, and then when you are in your second year, you choose specialization. So again, so that becomes important. You are able to choose what combination of subjects you are taking. Some colleges will offer dual specialization, some will offer a major and minor. So in different formats, you'll be able to get the specialization that you want. So it's not that kind of a competitive scenario like an engineering college, where in first year, when you enter, your branch is already pre-decided. In MBA, in general MBA, that doesn't happen. But since some colleges do offer these specialized ones, like now you can see on your screen, for example, SP Jain, for example, even IMT. Now, when you are filling their form, they are asking you which specialization. So you need to be clear that yes, whatever you are ticking, are you open to that? Do you have some idea of that? That is why we even conducted some sessions for you. What are these different specializations all about? And our monthly magazine also focuses on the last few issues, and the coming issues will talk about each specialization also. There are articles. So read up a bit if you have no idea. If you have some idea, good. With that idea, you are clear, you don't want to apply to certain specializations, don't apply to them. You are clear, you are interested in some particular specialization, then not only the general colleges, but those specialized courses or specialized colleges also, you can look at and apply. For example, HR. Every MBA college offers an HR specialization in second year. But then there are certain specialized, like TIS we said, or XLRI has a specific HR program, or some of the IIMs and some other colleges have specific HR programs. You join there, it's HR only. So there's no choice. But TIS is considered the second best college after XLRI for HR professionals. So if you are clear you want to do HR, there's no issue at all. Blindly you can apply to TIS. But if you say, no, I don't know whether HR will suit me or not, then why apply to TIS? Okay, then you are taking a risk. You suppose you get a selection and you join just because of the brand name of that college. And later you realize, well, HR is not suiting me, but you are stuck. Okay. So now look at the screen, some of the specialized courses which are available, like Bajaj. They have the normal MBA program. They also have this MSc Finance. Okay. So that kind of a thing, some colleges offer. Like MDI has a general MBA program. It also has specialized programs in HR and in international business. These two additional programs they have. Ford School of Management, Delhi. It has a normal MBA PGDM, and it also has one of international business. IMI, a general MBA and an HR. Okay. Narsi Monji, general core MBA, what they say, and also in HR and digital transformation in pharma. So these are the kind of specialized programs available in addition to general programs in some of these colleges. And then some colleges here which are only specialized. TIS we have spoken, XISS same, HR, SRCC in Delhi through CAT, it's like an IB program, a global business organization program that they run. Okay, NIFT offers management courses in fashion technology, in fashion management kinds. So if you are interested in that sphere of working, NIFT in itself is a very good brand. So for fashion management kinds, we can look at that. Mica, we already spoken. Irma, we've already spoken. Forest management. The government has set up this in Bhopal. If you are interested again in rural sector, with working with NGOs, working in the agri-related fields, say in the paper industry, in the environmental sides, so forest management can be a good option. So that the institute is there in Bhopal, again through CAT. Okay. And DU, other than FMS, which is a general program, they have certain specialized courses in some other departments of Delhi University, primarily in finance. Okay, so if you're interested in finance, you apply there. Okay. NIBM in Pune, again through CAT, National Institute of Banking Management. So if you're interested in that sector, it's a very good course to apply to. National Insurance Academy, again in Pune, again, there's sector specialization. Okay. Manage in Hyderabad, in agribusiness. Now, in agribusiness is a very growing field. Rural area is the next, vehicle of growth for all companies. And if we talk about food and agribusiness management program of IIM Ahmedabad, it's listed the world's best food and agribusiness management program. Okay. So there, IIM Ahmedabad in the general MBA, it doesn't stand in the top 20 in the world, but in FABM, it does. Number one. IIM Lucknow has a similar program. Manage Hyderabad has a similar program. So these are some of the leading agribusiness management programs which you can get into. Okay. Now, the Symbiosis group, Kapil sir will just tell you a bit more in terms of the rough percentiles in the SNAP exam, and each of those, most of these Symbiosis group of colleges are running specialized courses. Yeah, Kapil.
Okay. See, there are 16 business schools that Symbiosis Group has, typically for an MBA program. Now, SIBM, SMHRD are two B schools, which are, let's say, their premium B schools, where MBA is offered and a general MBA program is offered. SIBM Pune also offers entrepreneurship and innovation, where they do not offer placements. It's a course into entrepreneurship and innovation, while infra management, business analytics is offered at SMHRD. Typically, SNAP is an exam of 60 questions, 60 marks, 60 minutes. It's a speed test. 98.5 percentile, you get an SIBM Pune. 96 percentile, you get SMHRD Pune. I'm saying 96, but last year it was 97 only. Okay. So this was approximately 38 marks, and this was approximately 36 marks, 38 to 40 marks, and this was 36 marks. So now you can get an idea about out of 60, what kind of a score you are looking at. Okay, out of 60, I'm talking about marks. Then SIB Pune was at 93 percentile, SIBM Bangalore 91 percentile. SIBM is into, यहाँ से अभी sector specific courses start हो जाता है. Operations, IT, digital and telecom management, MBA, SIMS Pune, but seats are primarily reserved for defense ward. Okay. Then IT, DTM, sports, SSSS, mass communication, SIMC Pune, good in placements, but again, specific interest in mass comm should be there. Banking and finance, SSBF, health, SIHS, again MBA at Hyderabad, Noida. Okay, and then MBA at Nagpur. Okay, so these are the options in amongst 16 choices that exist in terms of business schools, which are, let's say, offered by Symbiosis Group. You have to take one exam, SNAP, 60 questions, 60 minutes, and 60 marks. Exam is a typical 1 hour test. So it's a speed test, we can say. Mock steps are available on student portal. You can actually take those mock steps, and you can typically use that mock step score to analyze where you stand, and then you can think of applying. Okay, this is about Symbiosis. If we talk about NMIMS, that is Narsi Munji. Okay. NMIMS Mumbai, you get it at 235 plus. Bangalore, you get at 220 plus. Hyderabad, you get at 210 plus. Indore, you get at 200 plus. Navi Mumbai, you get at 180 plus. This was last year. Although this year it is expected that Navi Mumbai will slightly go up and will become 200, and this will be approximately 190, because this campus is doing good. being at Navi Mumbai. Rest, these are the cutoffs for their various campuses. Okay. Now, there are a couple of NMET allied schools. As per the score I have just written in the decreasing order of scores, 200 plus ex-IBM. Tapni is exact 220. Okay. KJ Sumaya is exactly 222. So I am giving you exact marking as per the last year data. Ogoni was 200. This was approximately 200. This was approximately 190. This was approximately 170, and this was again 170. So again, these are couple of good business schools which accept NMET score. You will find they are accepting NMET. So you can actually check their deadlines and then apply accordingly. CMAT allied, since a lot of people ask us this question, I mean, I have to take CMAT or not, CMAT or not. That depends. These are the CMAT allied good business schools with percentiles written in bracket. So as per the percentiles, you can apply for through CMAT also. Okay. Ayush, this is actually, as sir said, this is a question which is premature right now. Sir said they have not selected you so far. So Tapni versus IMI Delhi, we cannot do this. Abhi nahi kar sakte apan. When you will come with both selections in hand, then I'll sit with you personally and do it for you. But not now. Because, you know, abhi inki groupings dekhoge aap, more or less groupings, IMI Delhi 90 percentile jata hai, Tapni 85 percentile jata hai, percentile range bahut zyada differ nahi karta. But this question is premature right now. We cannot compare two schools right now.
Don't get bothered with these, and don't waste your time on these aspects. This college is better or not. That is why I'm saying rely on us. When you relied on us for your preparation, rely on us for these broad categorizations that we are doing, and just accordingly apply to as many colleges as are feasible for you, so that you stand a good chance of getting called. Remember, these levels of colleges beyond IIMs, typically the ratio of calling students is 1:10, 1:15, sometimes even 1:20. So it's not that you just got a call, which means you converted. After that, also the real fight is there, because all those who have got calls are in the same range of scores as you are. Okay, and some might have better past academic record, some might have work experience, some might have some other parameter which is superior to yours. So you'll have to do well in the interview, in the written ability test, to convert your call. So if you get calls from 5, 7, 8, 10 colleges, then you can hope that if I do well in interviews and all, I may get a final call from 3 or 4 colleges. Now that you have multiple calls, then you can decide amongst them which is the one where you should be putting your fees in. That is the time you contact us. Okay, sir, these are my final selections. Which of these is better based on the students who are studying there, what feedback they are giving, and various other factors. Then we'll be able to guide you further at that point of time. Right now, don't worry on those cases. And now, since we talked about NMAT and SNAP, and NMAT window has opened, and some of you might be writing NMAT even before the CAT exam, which is why in this last 1 week and in the coming 1-2 weeks, we are holding a lot of OMET based sessions, online as well as offline. We are doing a lot of these sessions. The kind of questions which appear in these exams, which don't appear in CAT, used to at some point of time, not any longer. So to give you a feel of those kinds of questions, that kind of thing, all these sessions are being conducted. All those who are targeting NMAT and SNAP, you should attend these sessions also, which will help boost your preparation for these exams. Now, on the screen, you can see some reservation policies also. So if you fall in any of these categories, SC or ST or OBC or differently abled, so remember, any government set up institute will definitely have all these reservations in the ratio which the government has mandated. So, which includes the IIMs, which include IITs, meaning virtually every IIT, the older IITs, all have management departments. They all offer MBA degrees, which are also quite prestigious. Okay, those institutes like FMS and any other University of Delhi colleges, TIS, IFT, IFM, IRMA, lots of all these kinds of colleges, university departments. So it could be UBS Chandigarh or Hyderabad Central University or FMS BHU, all these kinds of things, they all have reservations. So whoever is belonging to such categories, you should definitely look out for all these kinds of colleges and apply there, besides applying to the general other colleges, private colleges, which may not have reservation, but where if you are doing well, you may get through open merit. Okay. Okay.
As I said, we don't rank, we categorize. Okay. So let's start with the first category. First category with us is, let's say, top 10 business schools in the country.
So
these are top 10 business schools.
Within each category, we're just listing down the colleges alphabetically. Okay, so top 10 category, the top 10 colleges of the country, we just listed them down alphabetically. We are not saying they are exactly in the same ratio. It's not rank 1, 2, 3 to 10. They're all in the same bracket. Okay, so within that bracket, yes, of course, you keep on reading news about placements and all. So right now, whatever information has come so far, like FMS and IM ABC, these are typically 4 colleges which have reported, placements of about, more than 30 lakh per annum average placements. But some others are, the other ones listed here are not far behind. So 1-2 lakh difference here or there in terms of average placements doesn't really make too much of a difference. Remember, statistics, average doesn't mean that if you get into this college, you are going to get that kind of a placement. Average 30 lakhs means some are getting even much more than that. And that also means some are getting less than that. So which college you get into, again, how you perform in that college, how you perform in the company interviews when they come for campus placements, all that will make a difference in terms of your actual placement. But these give you an indication of the level of that college, of the kind of profiles which are being offered by companies which are visiting the campus, so that okay, which is one of the important parameters how we are also ranking these colleges. Okay, so I think there wouldn't be any doubt about familiarity with any of these colleges amongst you. So these are the top 10. Most of them are IIMs, so which are already taken care of when you filled up the CAT form. The 5 IIMs, A, B, C, K, L, 5 IIMs are listed here. The new IIM Mumbai, which was earlier NITI, that also notification has come out. We shared with all of you that you have to apply separately for IIM Mumbai. Then XLRI is through ZAT, SPGen and FMS through CAT. Bajaj will be through Maharashtra CET. It would also accept, say, a CAT score for the outside Maharashtra students in lieu of Maharashtra CET, but it is normally recommended that you appear for Maharashtra CET too, because the percentile equivalence which goes in there is not in favor of those who are applying through CAT. Okay, so FMS, SPGen, these you will have to fill up the forms separately. So if you are in, say, AIMCATs 95 plus, at least sometimes you have breached this level consistently in the 90s bracket, at least. So then you should think, yes, let me fill up the form for FMS and for SPGen. Otherwise, we can give these a miss. Yeah, let's look at the next.
Okay, the next category is AAA plus. See, what is important for you, we will not be able to discuss all business schools in the ranking. The whole list is available on Time website. Okay, B school categorization. You can download that list. At the end of this categorization, I'll be sharing a summary that, okay, these business schools will require this much AIMCAT percentile. So you will get an idea that where you fall, you can look at applying from that particular category. Okay, this is the next category. Like you will find XLRI, Delhi NCR campus in the next only. You'll find TIS Mumbai in the next only. Okay, SIBM Pune through SNAP in the next only. So there is a lot of hope after CAT. That is other than CAT exams also. Typically what we call other management entrance test. So this is AAA category. A lot of IIMs are there. NMAT ka NMIMS is there. The SNAP ka SCMHRD is there, and CAT ka IT KGP is there. This is AA category. You have, I told you, Department of Business Economics, Delhi School of Economics. Okay, you'll find that abhi jo last notification aaya tha, wo you will find that two, DSC, DFS, they are through one notification only, and there are separate courses in the notification. But typically cutoffs for them would be like 91, 92, something like this one. Now, baby IIMs, they exist in this list along with IMT Ghaziabad, IMI Delhi, okay, EXIMB. I think same, no, it is A category. So now you will drop down to the list of 75 plus AIMCATs. So you'll find TAPMI exists here, or SRCC GBO, which has a separate exam called SRCC GBO. They also exist here. GYM, they also exist here. GYM is like most sought after location for an MBA aspirant. कि गोवा में पढ़ूंगा मजे है, बस जिंदगी के कोई दिक्कत ही नहीं, हो सकता है पेरेंट्स भेजे ही नहीं, वो एक अलग बात है. ट्रिपल बी प्लस, so again triple B plus would be FMS BHU, so Great Lakes Gurgaon, KJ Somaya, Liba, something like this. We were discussing about NIA, we were discussing about, you know, Willinkar, they all exist in this list. So this goes down. This list, I mean, you have to download the list from the website. Double B category, B plus category.
This
B
categorization will also be available in our monthly magazine, the latest issue which will come out. So you will be able to see from there also. See, now there are two important things I just wanted to bring to your notice. One is in terms of the IITs. Typically, they tend to have their forms after the CAT results come out. So, you know, while a lot of other colleges will have their last dates even before the CAT exam or just after the CAT exam, before the CAT scorecards are released, and you have to take a decision, what is your likely percentile. You know, immediately after the exam, in 1 or 2 days, you'll get on your login, you'll get the answer key. You can even raise any query or dispute in terms of any answers if you want to raise any objections. And from there itself, you'll get a pretty good idea, because we'll also come out with what are the right, wrong, what kind of scores you may expect, what kind of percentiles. So you'll have a pretty good idea even by end November. And then accordingly, you'll have to apply to various colleges. The good thing, say, some of the IITs you would have seen, they are right on top of the list, AAA kinds and all. IIT Bombay, IIT Delhi are even one rank even above AAA plus also. So you can wait till January to apply, because they're late. That's late. Secondly, very important, you would have seen, you get multiple opportunities. For quite a few colleges are accepting multiple exam scores. So CAT is not just the only way to get into a top MBA college in the country, which is why the importance of OMETs. If you have a bad day in CAT, or somehow the paper pattern doesn't suit you, your strengths are maybe more in terms of speed, Snap could give you a better advantage, or a computer adaptive test like NMAT, or their pattern, you know, with less stress on time management, if that suits you more, or that which will be in January gives you much more time, 5-6 weeks beyond CAT also to prepare, and that suits you more. So, you know, whatever, if you are able to do better in some other exam, you may still get into one of the top ranked colleges of the country. So keep that in mind, and don't let your preparation slack off after CAT also, because some of these exams are all like Snap will be after CAT, NMAT also a lot of you will take after CAT, and that definitely first week of January, which takes place. So the summary, as Kapil sir was mentioning, is here on the screen. So typically what we're suggesting in the categories, we're not going into details which are the colleges in each category. We just showed you very quickly because they're available on our website. So typically what kind of AIMCAT percentile? And remember, it's not just about somehow you're managing the cutoff. As I said, as Kapil sir was also saying, if 200 plus when we are saying, so typically finally the cutoff might have been 210 or 220. Or even if you get calls, people with much higher percentiles would also have applied to that college. So a chance of converting that call goes down a bit if you're just on the margins in terms of the written cutoff. So you need to apply to many more colleges, somewhere there is that buffer. The cutoff is say 85 percentile, you have got 90 percentile. At least you have the slight advantage over others who are between 85 to 90. Now you do well in interviews, you will be able to convert that call. So the applications have to be keeping in mind this aspect also.
So this is a very good summary picture which you have in hand. I mean, typically the deadlines start from 24th November, then 30th November, then 15th December, and then 31st December. So you have time till 15th, try to stabilize your score, and then think of making your final list so that you can start applying to these business schools. I mean, let's say 24th का कोई deadline में डालना है तो 30th वाले में डालना है तो immediately after CAT you can do that. These are couple of economic business schools, I say, where the fee structure is typically on the lower side. Okay. So if you see, even IIT Bombay and IIT Delhi, they have a fee structure of 6 lakhs, 8 lakhs, 2 years, which is nothing as compared to the whole course fees of, let's say, 20 lakhs at most of the business schools today. So this helps you in, let's say, evaluating if I'm going for a fee structure which is on a lower side and looking at a far better ROI, then I think this sheet can help you. Economic business school. Okay. Then let's say, okay, Maharashtra CET, some of the top business schools at 95 percentile around, plus you will find these are the Maharashtra CET schools, which are accepting Maharashtra CET. I'm talking about the last year cutoff of 2022. And this is like the range. So
These
you have an idea
are
that,
of Maharashtra CET exam. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, see, what is also important, Kapil, if you would just share, see, there would be some students because of the percentiles kinds who would be, say, at 60 or below also, 60, 50, 40. So our rankings on our website, end at, say, about 130, 140 B schools. So some other B schools based on feedback which we have received from students and all. So yeah, okay. So these are the kinds. So if the students who are in that, around 50 percentile range, up to 70, let's say 70 and 60, 50, 70 in actual CAT, which means say about 50, 60 you are running in the AIM CAT now or even lower. See, remember, there are a lot of MBA colleges in the country. So it's not a fight about getting a seat in an MBA college. It's as good an MBA college as possible, which is based on your efforts and which is based on all not only this hard work, but also some smart work. And remember, this 30, 35 days which remain, still with your smart work, you can substantially improve your percentiles. I'm sure all of you have experienced that when you start analyzing your AIM CAT, there are a lot of questions which you then are able to do. The only thing is you say you missed out doing them in the actual AIM CAT. For some reason or the other, you didn't see that question or you thought you may not be able to do that or whatever reasons. So if that's just that knowledge, the question which you know, had you been able to do that in the exam with your existing knowledge itself through better strategizing, you could have got a much better percentile. So there is still a lot of time with your existing knowledge base plus a lot more practice over the next 30, 40 days. As there is a famous quote, there was a poem which I am right now remembering. They say, heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. Okay. So this is the time, last 1 month, you need to go all out. You need to make a lot of efforts, put in the hard work and the smart work, the strategizing, which questions to attempt, which to leave, what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, understand that. Do I attempt more or do I focus more on accuracy? Each section, a different strategy. You would have tried all of these things. We've been discussing them a lot of times, and accordingly, you should have fixed up a strategy, work on that more and more. So accordingly, you can get, and that is why we say still, if you are finally you are stuck at around 40, 50, 60 percentile, there are still some good B schools. Out of 3 or 4,000 B schools in the country, we have discussed only about 150, 200. So if you just look at a percentile, 200 out of 4,000 is also, the top 5% B schools of the country. So there are many such B schools. We'll keep on discussing them with you further on in the small groups, that when you are discussing about B school selections in terms of form filling, it could be later also. Some of the B schools will have the dates even after the CAT exam. Once you write the CAT exam and you get a feel how you have performed, after that also, whichever B schools are open, some of them would have given the last dates and will not reopen. So ensure if you are targeting those particular B schools, you should be, filling up the forms as soon as before the last dates are over. Okay. Yeah, Kapil, further.
Okay. See, now what you have to do. This is not even last 50 days, last 38 days to be very precise. So make 3 plans. October 16 to 13, first plan. November 1 to 15, second plan. November 16 to 23, third plan. Because small targets we usually achieve and then we go ahead. So don't make a plan from November 16 to November 23. Don't do that. Okay. Make small plans, 15 days, and 8 days. Last 3 days, don't make any plan. You have to ensure that now it is all about the percentile. Suppose, let's say I am in the higher side of the percentiles, 95, 96 plus. So from November 1 to 15, daily one test would be a very good idea. 16 to 30 alternate day test would be a very good idea. I met a couple of students in last 2-3 days. They said, I'm taking 2 tests a day. I said, why? 2 tests a day. I mean, you'll go to probably exhaust yourself. Don't do that. अभी अक्टूबर में alternate days चलेंगे. नवंबर में डेली दे देंगे. हमारे पास सेक्शनल टेस्ट है. Then नवंबर 16 to 20 वापस रिड्यूस कर लेंगे. 8 days में 4 टेस्ट देंगे. And we have to do detailing of all the options that we have marked as wrong answers. So any wrong answer, do a detailing kind of a thing where you know that you have to ensure that you understand why you marked a particular choice while the answer was something else. So please do that reason analysis in VRC. In LRDI, do a sensible practice on बहुत सोच समझ के, इसलिए सेंसिबल प्रैक्टिस बोल रहा हूं, ये देखते हुए मुझे क्या अटेम्प्ट करना था सेट और क्या नहीं करना था. इट्स मोर अबाउट कि ये सेट मेरा नहीं है, मुझे अटेम्प्ट नहीं करना. यू हैव टू लर्न दैट. प्रीवियस जो अभी तक एमकैट दिया है, सेमकैट दिया है, व्हाटएवर टेस्ट आई हैव अपीयर्ड फॉर, आइडेंटिफाई ऑल दोस सेट्स व्हिच आर रॉन्ग, identify all those sets which I have not attempted. You have to ensure and check that, okay, this was my set which I did not attempt. Was it correct? Yes, it was correct. Fair enough. अगर ये मुझको 26 तारीख को दिखेगा, I will not attempt. इसके जैसा दिखेगा, I will not attempt. Try to identify those points on which you will decide that you will not be attempting this test. Identify those points where you will identify that this was my mistake in RC, so that you do not repeat the same mistake on 26th. Now, what I want is, sincerely, you should do a mistake analysis so that you do not commit the same mistake on the last day. Now, AIMCATs, SEMCATs, sectional test. Lot 2 का material for practice. I think this much you should do from the material point of view. I mean, sort करो चीजों को, आसान करो, जितना हल्का रखोगे अपने पास उतना अच्छा है. Do not overburden yourself. Just sort out things, simplify things, and then do those things, but do them well. Attend all revision classes. Make a topic-wise schedule of quant as per the revision classes. That will help you a lot. You will be able to do all topics of quant, through the revision only. आपके लिए काम आसान हो जाएगा. And then do all questions which were wrong in quant, which you did not attempt again, so that again now you are sure that you will be appearing for this question or not. Okay. This is what you have to do for next 38 days, sir.
That's actually just ensure that every day you do better than the previous day. That's all. Every test you do from your side better than the previous one. Don't just rest on your laurels. Don't just think, okay, good. The good has to become better. The better has to become best, so that on the exam day, when you come out of the exam hall, you should have that belief. You should have the satisfaction that you have given of your best. That's all. Based on whatever hard work you have done, on smart work you have done, efforts you have put in. Okay, rest everything can be left to God. You should come out feeling that I have given of my best. You don't know how others have done. Everything is relative, comparative, percentile. So that is not in your hands. What is in your hands to give of your best? Just focus on that. Do not focus on many rumors which keep on floating around on social media about the pattern of the exam, about this and about that. Just concentrate on your preparation. Focus on the study material and practice exercise that we have provided. Okay. So there is no need to look outside for any material. If you are completed all this material, you again contact us. What more? We will provide you further material. Like say for OMETs, now if you upload your NMATs admit card, you will get some additional practice material also on your student homepage itself. You have sufficient practice material. I think hardly anyone has so far approached us saying that, I have completed my lot 1, I have completed my lot 2. I have completed all the sectional tests. I have completed all the SAMCATs. What more to do? So no one has reached that level. So just focus here, believe in yourself, believe in us, and give of your best.
Okay. A lot of people who have written here that who are willing to talk to me personally, you can either book a slot for one-to-one session, or there is a WhatsApp number, or there is a Telegram number. Through whatever number you are using officially, you can just drop a message. I mean, center will connect. I will talk to you. Okay. No issues in that. No, there is time enough between accepting B school through any other exam and waiting for Maharashtra CET score. The Maharashtra CET scores are typically very late. So usually you do not get that kind of time because Maharashtra CET scores, they come, let's say, अभी इस साल तो May हो गया था आते आते, मतलब बहुत सारी जगह तो सेशन स्टार्ट हो गया था तब these stores came. तो ये थोड़ा सा एक typical side रह जाता है.
Again, remember, AIMCATs देते रहना है. Do not get disheartened by lower AIMCAT scores. Still keep on working on them. Keep on building up your strategy. Whatever percentile आ रही है उससे डरो नहीं. Finally, the CAT देना ही है ना. So how can you, stumble at कि नहीं AIMCAT नहीं देंगे, डायरेक्टली CAT में अच्छा कर लेंगे. लर्निंग एक्सपीरियंस लेके दो. इस बार हमारे को हमारी सिर्फ परसेंटाइल सुधारनी है. इस बार ये सेक्शन में थोड़ा पिछली बार से थोड़ा बेटर करना है. दैट्स ऑल. हर बार वही टारगेट रखो. और अपनी इंपॉर्टेंट क्या है, 2 एमकैट्स के बीच में एनालिसिस. तो आप एनालाइज करोगे अपनी गलतियों को, उनको कैसे इंप्रूव करें, किस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक को और रिवाइज करें, हमारा क्वेश्चन सिलेक्शन कैसे बेटर करें, हमारी स्ट्रैटेजी कैसे इंप्रूव करें, क्या गलतियां की थी वो इंश्योर करें अगली बार नहीं करेंगे. यू विल फाइंड योर स्कोर्स और इंपॉर्टेंटली योर परसेंटाइल्स राइजिंग, क्योंकि एमकैट्स के डिफिकल्टी लेवल बदलते रहते हैं. योर स्कोर्स में वेरी. Percentiles should show an upward graph. So that is very important. Just focus on that. AIMCATs जरूर देते रहना. और जो इंडिविजुअल AIMCATs हैं, then try उनको आप सेंटर पे आके ही दो, उस थोड़े एनवायरनमेंट में दो. You should get used to that also. वो घर पे ही अपने कंफर्ट जोन में ही रह के हम AIMCAT देते हैं, तो वो सडनली कैट के दिन वहां जाके देना है, you may face some issues. So just get used to different environments also. Yeah, Kapil.
Okay, I'll check that personally that you get those slots. Okay, tomorrow, that's the next new week starting. I'll release more slots so that you can communicate. Don't worry. Okay. I hope Vasu this is done. Then how to keep motivated. Okay, Abhay, there are many ways. Read good books. Okay, you should have some authors who are, who can motivate you, who can tell you this is how you have to move. You can actually use that. There are a lot of good content available nowadays. You can watch that good content. Stop going through this preparation. Start growing through this preparation. That is one line that you have to keep in mind. कि आपको सिर्फ प्रिपरेशन करनी नहीं है क्योंकि करनी है, अब मैं कर रहा हूं, है ना. आपको इस प्रिपरेशन के साथ ग्रो करना है. So if you will grow with this preparation, believe me, you will have a good time. CAT 2022 scores अब एक्सेप्ट नहीं होंगे, है ना, एक्सेप्ट फॉर वन और टू बिजनेस स्कूल. ग्रेट लेक्स है जिसमें से एक जो लास्ट ईयर का स्कोर एक्सेप्ट करता है, बाकी स्कोर्स एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते. देन लेट्स से टिल व्हेन टू फाइनलाइज द लिस्ट. 15 तारीख तक स्कोर को स्टेबल करके, एंड वंस यू हैव रियलाइज दैट ओके नाउ आई एम रेडी फॉर नेक्स्ट 11 days fight, so then you can finalize the list. Okay, that time you can discuss and then you can finalize the list. Okay, last 3 years CAT papers you can take, so that 9 mock tests would come out. You can take those papers if you want. Question nahi aata hai, that will only give you an idea that okay, in this paper how I performed. So exactly agar CAT 22 dekhu to mera kaisa gaya hoga, that you can check, nothing else. Okay, I hope I've answered most of the questions. So I'm assuming that you are my future corporate leaders. You're all those people who will be, rocking the corporate world of this country. So just you have to keep in mind that you have to ensure that you should not stop until you are proud of whatever selection you have. You may have an IIM, you may have something else, but for sure, agar dhang se ye 38 din nikala, so next Diwali would be at a good place. That you have to keep in mind, so that you can enjoy your next Diwali, not this one. Wish you all the best, guys. May God bless you. Keep rocking. Take care of your hard work. Do work well. Sir.
All the best. Just give off your best in the AIMCAT and you will definitely do your best in the CAT exam also. And not only CAT, in all other management entrance exams too. All the best.
Okay, guys. Bye-bye from our side. Thank you from your side.